This presentation is going to give you an overview of week 1, which is based on diversity and the nature of culture. Throughout this week, you will learn to recognize the factors that define the nature of social diversity and their impact on young children and early childhood teachers. You will identify the ways that culture shapes our lives and influences the lives of young children. Also, you'll be able to describe the characteristics of family structures and their role in the transmission of culture to a young child, as well as identify the influence of culture on child development and the need for culturally responsive teaching. In order to gain those learning outcomes, you will complete the following assignments. You will read chapters 1 and 2 in our text, watch a video that's about 5 minutes long, the link is on the Canvas website. You'll also participate in the week 1 discussion and complete a cultural autobiography assignment, which I will review later in this video. And I also highly suggest that you review and begin the final assignment. And I've posted the video that explains the expectations for that under week 6 on Canvas. So your first discussion post is due on the first day of class, which is Thursday, November 1st. And the first thing you need to do is introduce yourself and what your major is. Then describe the characteristics of family structures and how it relates to the transmission of culture to a young child. Questions that you should consider are: how may this impact a student in a classroom? And how does culture influence child development and the need for culturally responsive teaching? To find the expectations of an exemplary post, if you go under the week 1 discussion and click the 3 dots up in the corner, it shows you like a little menu, and if you click on show rubric, it'll show you the specific expectations. And just so you know, I will have your post on one side of my computer screen and the rubric on the other side, and follow the expectation guidelines set by the college when I'm grading them. So please be sure to review each rubric and also understand that each discussion rubric is just a little bit different based on the topic. There are also discussion post guidelines posted through a link on Canvas that has more general information, and the guidelines are also explained in the introduction video. The first post is always due on Thursday, and 3 or more thoughtful responses are due by Saturday in order to receive full credit for the discussion. So your first large assignment for the course is the cultural autobiography assignment, which has 2 options that you can choose from. The first option is to consider the influence of a broad range of factors such as race, ethnicity, social class, gender, sexual orientation, religion, and geographic location, as well as personal factors, by answering the following questions. How have your experience with diversity influenced your identity? And how have your cultural identity and experiences with differences such as race, culture, class, gender, and sexual orientation influenced your teaching and learning? Your second option is to create a PowerPoint, which would include 8 to 10 images representing your own personal identity. The slides should be pictures, images, or artwork, and all of the slides should have written explanations. The assignment encourages students to go beyond the obvious aspects of your identity. For example, if you want to express your ethnicity, don't just state what your ethnicity is, but share how it has shaped you and really elaborate on that point. So the expectations of this assignment would be that you should have approximately 500 to 700 words of content, which would be about 2 pages if it was typed in APA format. You should make sure that you include connections to research with citations in order to earn full credit. And if you choose to do a PowerPoint, it should have the 8 to 10 minimum slides and follow the same guidelines as the written paper. You should be sure to review the written assignment guidelines posted on Canvas to ensure that you earn full points. And if you start the assignment early enough, you can have time to use the tutoring options available through the college. So on these next 2 slides, I go through the exemplary features on the rubric that's posted that goes along with this assignment. So the first section of the rubric encourages you to consider the influence of a broad range of factors and make sure that your paper has an introduction with a thesis or main idea, and make sure you touch on what you'll be addressing throughout the paper or the PowerPoint. The second section of the rubric is a little bit different in that it encourages you throughout the paper to choose or to discuss how your different pieces of your background have influenced your learning and teaching. And that should be happening throughout the paper versus just in the thesis. The third section of the rubric refers to critical thinking and analytical skills. And you need to make sure that you express your identity and also how it has shaped you using an analysis, which will be based on the next part of the rubric, which is research. So in order to earn full credit on the research section, you need to use at least 3 sources and cite them correctly. And when you make a point throughout the body of your paper, try to back it up with research and also explain how it connects to your thesis. The final section of the rubric is about quality and organization of the writing. So you should make sure that each paragraph has a topic and concluding sentence that helps transition to the next topic. And I also highly suggest that you have an editor to check for spelling and grammatical errors. It's easy to miss mistakes, especially after you've read through the paper a number of times. I posted a link to some APA formatting reminders also on Canvas, which will help you to earn full credit as well. If you have any questions, please make sure you contact me. The earlier, the better. Good luck.